Okay, you're given these conditions over here for a rational function and asked to come up with the function definition for that rational function. Of course, a rational function has the form p of x over q of x, where q of x does not equal 0, and p of x and q of x are polynomial functions. Okay, so if we have vertical asymptotes at x equals -1 and x equals 2, that means the denominator has to contain the factors x plus 1 times the quantity x minus 2, because when x is -1, this factor will be 0. When x is 2, this factor will be 0. In the numerator, since we have a horizontal asymptote at y equals 2, the coefficient of the x squared terms as x approaches infinity become the value of y on the horizontal asymptote. So if we write the numerator as ax squared plus bx plus c, a has to be 2. But b and c could be other numbers. We got to figure out what they are. And the key is that this numerator has to equal 0 when x equals -2. That's how we get a root of -2. And this expression, when x equals -3, has to be -7/3 because the function goes through the point -3, -7/3. By the way, if the x-intercept is at -2, 0, we are making the assumption that that's not the only x-intercept, that that's one of the x-intercepts. We'll see that in the graph on the next page. So when x equals -2, if we put -2 in for this x, we get 8 minus 2b plus c equals 0, or 2b minus c equals 8. If we put -3 in to this expression for x, we get something that looks like this. Cross multiply if you want. Write it as 9b minus 3c equals 124. There's the system of equations that you need to solve. You probably want to multiply the first equation by -3, then add the results. I'll let you take care of that, but here's what you get. B is 100/3, C is 176/3. So let's see how that works. Here's the graph, or here's the function definition, where B is 100/3, C is 176/3. There's the x-intercept at -2, 0. There's the point where the graph passes through -3, -7/3. And here's the horizontal asymptote, y equals 2. And vertical asymptotes at x equals -1 and x equals 2. Okay, you could rewrite the function in different ways. If you don't like the fractions, you could multiply numerator and denominator by 3. If you want to, you could factor a 2 out of this numerator, and if you want, multiply those factors together. A bunch of different ways to write the function. But hopefully that gives you the idea. Notice that there is another x-intercept here. And the graph has to cross at -2, 0, go down and hit this point, -3, -7/3, but then it has to start approaching its horizontal asymptote. So it has to cross the x-axis again. So -2, 0 is not the only x-intercept. There you go. Hope that helped. If you have any questions, post a comment.